Hello, Taurus, and welcome to a timeless Justice for Taurus reading. Hold up. We have to change the lights, apparently. So, we'll change the lights. Ooh, shit. That's what they want. Yep, okay. Alrighty, now. That being said, welcome Taurus to a timeless Justice for Taurus reading, where we discuss the topic of justice, however the conversation would like to take shape. Bear in mind that I, 7th, will read these energies to the highest vibrational honor bestowed upon me. However, I do read for Sekhmet, whom you may find as a listener to be merciful and or merciless, and that is in true form. Bear in mind that you have tapped into a collective reading that I, 7th, am holding at this time. This is not a personal one-to-one connection that you and I actually made time for. So it's imperative that you utilize your discernment, take the things that you like within the reading, leave anything behind with me that may not have been to your liking. Remember that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity has both feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity as well has feminine and masculine energies. As well as already mentioned, this is the energies for Sekhmet. This is the channel for Sekhmet, and I run her sister channel of Bastet to gain access to her channel, to figure out if you'd like to peruse at the description box below for that ability, as well as chiming in to see whether or not you're interested in any of the content spread out between the two, and or wanting to check out my website where you'll find out information as to who I am as 7th, as well as book any readings or services that I have made available for you in this tab. Right. Lastly, really, what brings you here, again, is also in true form, all right, however you're associated to the terminology of Taurus and or the latter. Justice for Taurus. She's been singing a lot lately. Oh, so, let's see. Some of you are lyrical geniuses. Ooh, exciting. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. Soink. All right, anyway. I'm 7th, aka Master 7th, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights, such as this. All right, justice for Taurus reading. Ooh, okay. I'm proud of y'all. First and foremost, I'm proud of y'all because y'all have done a lot of work. A lot of work. Now, let's be a little bit clearer on that, all right? The work you've done is acceptance. Acceptance is a lot of shit that you've done, all right? That didn't require a lot of work. It required open-mindedness, and so for that, I still applaud you, and that's incredible. It's awesome. Some of you are still very fucking bullish, and that needs to chisel down, my friend. Chisel it down, chisel. Calm down. Time out. Time out. I don't do reversals. Not necessary, folks. All right, 4 swords. Wheel of Fortune. You don't really know what the beginning is or the end. Like, really don't. And do we ever really? Right? There are people like myself who say death is not finite. It is infinite. All right? It's a perpetual cycle, that a necessary one. The leaves fall off and permeate into soil. The teardrops falls down and permeates into the soil and back up into the ether. It is a process. And then some is a miraculous ones that you can see right in front of your eyes, like the butterfly metamorphosing out of the caterpillar. It's like, whoa, God is real. All right. Everyone's timeline is different. Everyone's influxes of what makes them tick, what makes them sing and dance is fucking different. It's different. They can all say the same thing and still have different reactionary receptors. And first of all, they're all going to be different from each other because they're all unique from each other. So although the same thing is happening, it's truly isolated. But a lot of folks want to blend in and be the same of everybody else, and that's a fucking problem to the beautification of diversity and all the speciesism that it brings. Speciesism. Is that even a freaking word? Anyway. Point of the matter is, that's what I'm hearing. Point of the matter is, there needs to be some sort of mercy happening within the form of your intellect, all right? I don't know what that may be for you. I could trigger it by saying I would suggest that you need to maybe readdress what coping mechanisms are and find a one that is the best methodology for you to practice, even if it's just a little. But some of you are not budging at all, and it's causing a cancerous shit to form, all right? And that can be malignant, and you need to become wiser on that. Are there hacks? Absolutely, but you got to take the step in the direction. And if that step into the direction is maybe also just listening out for yourself to make a rational decision of a direction, then you need to gift yourself that opportunity. And that leaves an open-mindedness open for you to then also maybe use me as a catalyst to not only have triggered that, but for you to go into a step forward in a functional, Jesus, the dysfunction in this, a step of functional direction for you, depending on the catalyst that you need. Whoa. But the doer is you doing, and you gotta do. Because ether also sees the shit you cannot tell everybody about, which is the shit that's happening inside you. I mean, you're here and something's funky. Or it doesn't have to be. Maybe you came here thinking, this is going to be like, wow, this is great. I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, now. Swords. Swords in tarot is to imply the element of intellect. Okay, it's the trigger to the mind, and the mind that triggers. So there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of cutthroat transactional reactions happening, and that could be very literal. All right, you can say things and hurt someone's feelings, or someone else can say something and hurt your feelings. You could also not say anything and hurt somebody's feelings. You could say something based on something that you thought you knew, or you then changing your thought patterns no longer think the same. So the pattern of forgiveness, the pattern of not having resentment, not carrying grudges, learning how to let go, is part of the gratuitous process of learning to be within yourself, right? So you gotta learn to be comfortable with that shit, because the ether is making the veil of true gullible authenticity for those that are vulnerable souls out there a bit more easier to walk upon, because there are predators out there who have been preying on these motherfucking vulnerable people, and that is not okay for being just vulnerable and wanting to breathe life onto that existence and feeling safe to do so. So, ether had to be a little bit more finite with this shit. If y'all still want to exist in this human species, you're gonna have to learn how to fucking play with each other, because you're one species. One species. Yes, you can have your fucking rules and your own fucking policies, but you gotta learn how to fucking play together. Or don't play together. Like, it's very easy. The drama is what makes it an influx. The listening ear, the brown nosing, the likeness, the choices. That's when things get like, overwhelming or underwhelming or just whatever. That timeline is been here, folks. It's been here. If you're someone who exiled a family member because you thought that person is nuts or politically you don't see eye to eye with, then you are also admitting that this timeline is in full effect. There's a preservation happening. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? All right. Let's get back to it. She's in the room. Sekhmet Justice. Justice is but just a breath away. It's just a breath away. It's irrelevant of time and space. You understand that? So it is just a breath away. It's a breath away. It's a fucking breath away. The gift of what it means to be in this now has already occurred. Your existence right now, is old news. It's old news. You are either an end to a pattern or a beginning of a pattern. So you're infinite. You're the struggling bubble to figure out whether or not it is a struggle to exist in that polarity. So you dictate your life by linear equations, linear transactions of, is this right or wrong? It's a societal condition. And it's an esoteric one as well, because the ether that goes in circles can only fact check linear equations through ups and downs. Okay, either a stamping or a cutting. That is it. That is the only way you get to chisel out the things that go in circular form, by bringing some absolute 90-degree fucking angles to this shit. All around you, it's clear. Look at the world as sacred geometry, and it's fucking everywhere. It's insane how much it's everywhere, and everyone's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe it. Like, all right, then stop praying. Stop praying. I can't. We're gonna say it. We're gonna be that one. I'm gonna trigger that fucking shit. I'm gonna be that person, and I'm gonna tell you, if you do not believe in the esoteric taboo shit, if you don't believe in the materialism that happens before this materialism in this timeline, stop praying. Because if you are someone who conversationally says or believes or go to church on a weekly, daily, monthly, weekly, annually basis, then you're implying that that conditioning works. That would be your argument. If I would say, are you doing it for positive means? Yeah, of course I'm doing it for positive means. It's God's way. It's God's wish. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Sekhmet's energy. That's it, folks. That being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.